Okay, so let's talk about the FCC's ruling on net neutrality. Because for all the lovers of the internet, this is a huge win. Now, if you're not up to date, I will provide you a quick little summary. The cable companies wanted to screw over a lot of people and a lot of other companies by changing the way the internet worked. Instead of the internet being, for the most part, equal distribution for everyone, they wanted to create two separate internet toggles, a fast access for companies that would pay a premium for the bandwidth and a slow internet for everyone else. And this amount of power would be ripe for abuse. Let's say that Google pissed off a certain cable provider, and then the next thing you know, every YouTube video would take like 5 minutes to fucking load or some shit like that. This ability would have had the potential to absolutely change the way the internet worked. But thankfully, millions of people wrote into the Congress of the United States saying they didn't want the internet to change. And I'm sure Congress was going to ignore all of them because the cable companies were bribing the politicians that make up the laws here. But thankfully, something amazing happened. For once, the interest of the people and the interest of certain big companies were all in the same. The stars had come into alignment. You see, the internet has become a large part of the infrastructure of a lot of major companies. Companies like Microsoft, Netflix, Google, Amazon, big ass fucking companies. And those big companies realize that an internet that has been chopped into pieces like a pie and the biggest slice goes to whoever can pay the most would be a terrible thing. So those super companies decided to go out and buy politicians themselves. And the people in Washington had a decision to make. Either they could take the cable company's money and piss off pretty much all of the Americas and every big company that focuses on the internet and probably be booted out of Congress during the next election. Or they could take the money from big internet companies and piss off about 3 cable providers and keep their fucking jobs. So, a few days ago, the US Congress announced that the internet would be reclassified as a public service, very much the same way that the phone lines work, meaning that it's equal to everyone in the US. Now, I'm sure that the cable companies will try to appeal, but it looks to be pretty set in stone now. And for gamers, this is a good thing, as downloading games from the internet, which is usually a ton of data, would have been pretty costly, and would have drastically slowed down the progression of online gaming by making the servers too expensive to even consider. Now, of course, this hasn't been adopted by every other nation, as Europe and Australia seem to be staying away from the net neutrality, and as such, it seems that they will be using the opposite side of the coin on this issue. So it will be interesting to see how it turns out for them, as they allow cable companies to have free reign in their countries. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. Just wanted to give you a little information that you may not have known about.